Hey, Sean Devlin, the mortgage shoes man, 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 shoes man. Hey, Sean Devlin, the mortgage shoes man. Hey, Sean Devlin, the mortgage shoots man, coming at you with Monday's motivation. Motivational Monday. We got Motivational Monday version 10.2. Hey. If you didn't know, DU got updated over the weekend to version 10.2. That means somebody's going to run DU today and no longer be approved. Now, there is a lot of cool changes that they actually made. Some noteworthy, very much so. And I'm going to go through it today for you guys really quick to help you know what the changes really mean. What do they mean to you? Well, over the weekend, DU 10.2 has been installed into the DU approval engine. And it changed a few things starting with bankruptcies. So let's go over it. Actually, on the lender's side, lenders can actually instruct DU to disregard a bankruptcy info. Like, for example, if extenuating circumstances do exist on the file, or mortgage, or disregard mortgage delinquency if info is incorrect, which is quite unique. However, what is the biggest thing that sticks out to me? Well, Chapter 13 bankruptcy had always 2 years on discharge or 4 years from dismissal for 13. So it's important that you look at what actually happened. You can see that on the credit report. It says dismissed or discharged. If it is discharged, it's a 2 year from Chapter 13. If it's dismissed, it's 4 years. BK is still a 7, is still 4 years for conventional loans. So good stuff. Extenuating circumstances. If they do qualify, they must have a 2 year wait from either 13 or a 7. So they define that. All right. Home style energy loan. Well, pretty cool loan they actually have. 2 new fields are added. One for a payoff of a PACE loan and one for an energy improvement amount. Which basically is you taking cash out to buy solar, for example. All right. Income validation process. The actual income programming inside of DU. The validation, the first day one certainty, as they called it. When you run DU and you have the income on the 1003 being on the current job greater than 12 months, that is when the validation service will kick in. Otherwise, it will not be submitted for validation. They must be on current job for 12 months to have the income validation process triggered. Self-explanatory. All right. Potential reuse of DU case file ID. All right. So, here's what I'm going to tell you about this. Maybe in the past, somebody tried to, they had a property and then they switched the property and they tried to use the same case file. Well, you can't do that. If you get a different property, you have to start over. One of the reasons why you have to start over is the case file ID must be different. Self-explanatory. Now, what this basically says is that there's going to be a new message that shows up to remind the underwriter. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to read it for you. The same case file may not be used to underwrite more than one mortgage loan. Subject property change notification. Okay. Well, with this new message, they made a big note at the bottom. Now, I think this is very important. The address comparison and doc file ID comparison will only be done if both the previous and the current information are complete and accurate. For example, an address of TBD would not be compared, so the message would not be issued when a valid address was provided. Now, this is key, especially in wholesale. So I will tell you, this basically outlines the fact, and it says, and basically gives everybody permission to run TBDs. You could underwrite on that DU case file a TBD, and then later on, change it to a valid and accurate address, and you won't get that new message. You shouldn't. So I'm assuming you're understanding what I'm saying from the perspective of an ops standpoint. They have to obviously enter in certain information to run DU. A zip code is one, and a TBD is another. So if you do that, it'll capture the county, and it'll capture like FHA loan limits and things like that. Well, you could be able to run a TBD and then turn around, fill it in completely with a 123 Main Street, and then run it, and the case file is perfect. All right. Couple more things. IPC data field retirement. Okay. This is quite interesting, especially from a wholesale's perspective, because excess financing concessions do exist from time to time. Or sales concessions are no longer used. Those fields have been retired. So excess interested party contribution, when it exceeds the limit, like 2% on investment properties, or 3%, 6% on FHA. I mean, you get the point. When you have excess seller's concessions now, it is used to lower the sales price. Pretty cool. All right, last one. Detached condos, ladies and gentlemen. Detached condos. They basically updated it. So they're just, the projects will have a message modified to state that the project review is not required, and all references to site condos are being removed, and DU will no longer have an ineligible to those detached condos that are either going from construction or construction to permanent. So there was a while there where they didn't know what to do with these detached condos, these site condos. So they put them in a different category. Now they're just getting rid of it, and they just reprogrammed you to label it a detached condo. It is considered a site condo. There's no approval needed from a condominium association standpoint. And you treat it like an SFR. Pretty self-explanatory. A lot of DU updates. I think a lot of these are really good. I think, again, they're nailing it. They're making it easier in the whole process. Monday's motivation. Sorry, a little bit longer, but hey, we had all these DU updates had to go over. Have yourself a wonderful Monday's motivation. Share, interact, like, repeat. As always, so well.